Good evening everyone, it's the 31st of the 1st 2012 at approximately 7 p.m. Well, from a pretty tired and exhausted Higgins storm chasing team, it's probably been the biggest week as far as weather events are concerned since 2011. I'd like to bring to your attention that Higgins storm chasing has a disclaimer. It's under the info tab on the Higgins storm chasing Facebook site, and it's also under the website. The website has been repaired. It suffered bandwidth overusage, which has now been increased to incorporate extra usage. The Big Pond site remains. The YouTube site has had an issue with previously uploaded content. We're currently in the process of data recovery with that, so we'll see how we go. Also, this video will go up to that channel to see how that travels. You can see we're a very small team of admin consisting of Jamie, myself, Jeff, and my partner Leanne. So we do our best in this small team. We are looking to expand this team in the near future so that we can continue to deliver a good product to now 13,400 people. So you can, and 2,000 talking about this. So you can see that it's grown significantly, and we're doing our best to keep up with live reports both around the weather. We also had a missing persons. We try and do cover those sort of areas as well. So I'll move on to the weather. This is the BOM recent weekly rainfall totals. You can see that areas around inland Queensland have had already substantial totals up around the 200 to 300 millimetre mark, and down in around SEQ, Upper Springbrook has had over 900 millimetres in a 5-day total, so that's almost a metre of water falling in some parts. Other areas up around the Gulf also had significant totals from that monsoon low, which then tracked through. So we have had a lot of rain over the inland parts, and I'd like to move on to show you some existing river heights from the BOM as well. The red hats are indicating rivers in major flood, the orange ones are moderate, the green ones are minor. So there's a fair catchment area out there, and the rivers and streams are receiving a lot of inflows. There are hazardous conditions out there at the moment. There's also been evacuation or self-evacuations from Charleville earlier on, as one of the creeks there threatened to burst its banks and cause some, I guess, home inundation and that sort of thing. So we're going to continue to monitor that situation closely and pass on any information regarding that area. The next radar and images are supplied by WeatherZone. WeatherZone is an outstanding source of weather information. It provides brilliant graphics, and it also has a Pro membership available too. I do use Pro. However, during video discussions, I'll be using the freely like the free accessible content. So you can see that that's currently on the Warrego radar right now. You can see an area around Mitchell. They've sustained some pretty heavy rainfall over the past couple of hours. Charleville did receive that earlier on, so no doubt there'll be flash flood warnings out from the BOM for that, and we'll continue to pass those on also. Moving on to the Emerald radar, you also have an area out here to the west of Emerald. Sapphire, and in and around the Sapphire area, saw some pretty significant creek rises over the rain events of recent. So you've got to keep an eye on these slow-moving thunderstorms that lead to flash flooding. That's around Emerald, to the west of Emerald. You also have the Namoi radar, which is in and down around near Tamworth there, Gunnedah. You can also see in through that area around Moree and stretching down towards the southeast. They've got some pretty heavy falls in that area as well. We saw a number of large thunderstorms in that area yesterday become severe warned, and they looked quite impressive on this Doppler radar. Move on to the Queensland radar map, which is also a public accessible chart or image radar loop from Weather Zone. You can see that it has the lightning overlay on it as well, indicated in the white X's, and you can see the significant rain area extending along this mid to upper level trough. So it's got all these moist easterlies feeding into it. That's why we're suffering here anywhere east of that line. High humidity and reasonable temperatures. I've been working out in that recently, and it's not real pleasant to be out in it, working away for all those guys out there that work in the outdoors. You can also see the satellite picture marking this trough feature. It's got quite a good inflow coming in from the east, and it's very slow moving. It is expected to slowly move east over the next few days. However, these areas in inland parts of Queensland are expected to receive further heavy falls. I'll go on to that in a minute. But you can see there that the system's not advancing anywhere. It's on this northwest southeast axis, and the rain is following in the same direction. So that's when you can have issues with possible flash flooding and so forth. The Weather Zone bomb model, this is the Access R. It is quite a high resolution model. You can see this is the next 24-hour rainfall. Okay, I've skipped today's and I've gone on to the Wednesday outlook. You can see the areas coloured there in shading. There's also a millimetre map on the side, and it is showing up areas of possibly up to 100 mils or more in certain areas in inland Queensland, in these hotspot regions where we've already seen some major river rises, flash flooding, self-evacuation. So the threat remains for out there in those parts. We move on to the BOM, the PME model, which is an average consensus of computer models put together, showing the next 4 day total. You can still see the strip through inland Queensland parts with falls of up to 100 millimetres there on an average consensus. So we could get higher, we could get less, but it just depends on whether you're smack bang under this area that forms. So it's showing also high rainfall. The BSCH model, thanks to the guys at BSCH, they use GFS data, which has been outstanding through the last 7 days with the event, and before that when it predicted this event that affected pretty much most of Queensland. So you can still see that's the 8 day rainfall total. You can see the bullseye targets there also have pretty significant high rainfall forecast, which could become a concern for various locations that are already under flood warning. For example, with what happened in Charleville today, the State Emergency Service Queensland has provided the Charleville area with important flood safety tips. That is available under the State Emergency Service Queensland Facebook site. If you're in Charleville or these areas in and around the inland parts of Queensland where this rain is forecast to continue into tomorrow, I would advise that anyone that's following me on Facebook to jump on here and have a quick look if you feel uncertain as to what to do. The Queensland Alert site is an outstanding public information site. It covers road conditions, it covers bomb warnings over here on the right, it covers the DMR, Department of Main Roads, for road closures. It's got all the councils listed under local council road closure information. If you can't find it on here, it'll be under these. I reference back to these for you and post appropriate links up onto the wall, and if someone asks a question. Also, the QPS media unit is a benchmark for Australia as far as instant information is concerned with any public issues, whether it be flash floods, road closures, traffic accidents and that sort of thing. Again, abductions or any lawful wrongdoing or that sort of thing as well. The QPS media unit is available on Facebook and also on the QueenslandAlert.com site. This .com site covers a lot. You then also have the various, excuse me, we have the various councils. You've got Education Training, Gold Coast City, ABC Radio, live stream. ABC, as you know, a very good source of information for any parts of Queensland, and they have a live stream on this page as well. If you have internet, no phone, or if there's any issues, Queensland Fire, Energex for customers without power, you can jump on there and have a look. If your power goes out, you might say, oh, I might jump on here and have a look to see what's going on. I'm sure they update regularly. Sunshine Coast, and the list goes on. South East Queensland Water, Brisbane City Council. You can see TransLink also on this site for, you know, Cleveland trains resume. So maybe they had a delay, and they put up their what's going on, Logan City. We refer back to, now that we are attempting to, we've expanded last night as a trial. We're going to try and cover areas from, say, Coffs Harbour, inland through the northwest central plains, in Moree and Gunnedah and Narrabri, and there's been a very good public response to this. This is a live traffic for New South Wales covering these areas as well. You can see the graphics, they're very good. Again, the Department of Main Roads for Queensland, travel information, very good site. Okay, so we are working very hard to provide you with up-to-date information on Higgins storm chasing, and again I'll stress, if we don't get to your questions within a timely manner, you know that we're under high load, as there's only 3 admins currently on this site, so I'm working both through this site on laptop and mobile phone when I'm away, and as is everyone else. What we value here at HSC is live reports from people being affected by thunderstorms or floods, traffic accidents, any relevant info that needs to be passed on to authorities or that can help us pass reports on to, whether it be the BOM, the police, or whatever it may be. I mean, that's something we pride on, is your feedback, and if we don't respond straight away, it doesn't mean we haven't read it, we're not responding to you. It just means that we're under high load and we're getting to you. So it's very important that if we request a please share, that means that we'd like this message to go out to a number of people as far as possible. When this has been requested in the past on the Higgins storm chasing wall, the number of shares has been significant, and myself, I'm very proud of this for the people, as we are a non-profit organisation and we're doing this basically for everyone out there. We love doing it, we're very passionate, we will continue to do it. You will notice a few small changes in the runnings of Higgins storm chasing, however this won't affect our product and our delivery to you and your enjoyment and that sort of thing. Keep the pictures coming in on the wall too. We will get to them, and don't forget that to enable you to see what other people have placed on the wall, you must click most recent and everyone at the top of the page. Okay, there's been some brilliant photos posted up of severe thunderstorms across Queensland in the past week, and we've been trying to reshare those, but when we're under high load it's not really a priority. However, if you want to browse through the site, you've got most recent up there from people who have put stuff up, or reports or questions. You might be able to help them out, as that's the nature of the Aussies. We help each other out and call each other mates. You'll also see down here we've got photos. There's photos on there of storm chasers, and there's also the wall photos that everyone uploads. It goes up into an album, like similar to all these photos. It's in an album on the wall. Alright, well that's enough from me for tonight, and we'll continue to monitor the situation as closely as we can, as we still currently do have further heavy rainfall forecast for the Charleville, Maranoa, Warrego districts, down in there around Moree, extending up past Emerald as well. Alright, thanks for your time everybody.